Time for another award-winning mailbag segment here on Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us. You got questions, I got answers, and we will get right to those in just 1 second from right now. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I get involved in these mailbag segments? Well, if you subscribe to the channel, then you would know when our live shows are, and you can get your questions in through the chat, and you can submit those that way. And if you super chat, then your questions go to the very front of the line. So subscribe today as we cover the Seattle Seahawks like no one else does here on Seahawks Today. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Subscribe now and never miss a moment. First question comes from Doom with a $5 super chat. I really hope Seattle trades back and drafts either Jalen Carter or Will Anderson if they are available. My third option would be Jordan Addison. So let's break this down piece by piece. Trading back, I don't think gets you Will Anderson. I think Will Anderson is going in that top three. I feel pretty confident in saying that. Now, it might get you Jalen Carter, but I don't think trading back gets you Will Anderson. Now, Jordan Addison, who's been terrific at USC and was awesome at the University of Pittsburgh, really good football player. As much as I like him, you look at the Seattle team, and you are set at your number one and number two receiver positions with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I don't prioritize an early pick for Jordan Addison. I see where you're going at. He's a very talented player, but the Seahawks, I think, have bigger needs than using one of those early picks on Jordan Addison. I expect Addison to be a first-round talent. DJ Bud Fox writes, in John Schneider, I trust. You know, it's amazing what a story it is for this Seattle Seahawks team here in 2022, where this was supposed to be a rebuilding year of sorts. They are right there on the cusp of making the playoffs here. And to John Schneider's credit, the Seahawks, we can look back months later and say, without question, had the best draft. And they made some difficult decisions. Some decisions they got criticized about, whether it was trading Russell Wilson or releasing Bobby Wagner. But at the end of the day, the Seahawks organization, I believe, has earned everyone's trust. Or at least they should have earned your trust anyway. So, DJ Budfox, I'm with you there. DJ Budfox also with another super chat. What's the status of Ryan Neal? Well, at the time of this taping, he did not practice on Wednesday, dealing with some soreness in his knee. So, remains to be seen, quite frankly, if we'll see him on Sunday or not. Remember, Josh Jones is on IR now. That's on top of Jamal Adams also being out for the year. So that safety position is taking some hits of some sorts. But nonetheless, hopefully we see Ryan Neal on Sunday. Adam Up says, #Seahawks, with all the injuries to the running backs, should the Seahawks sign Melvin Gordon? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I think there's two ways of looking at this. First off, should they or will they? In the should they part, yeah, I think Melvin Gordon is the best available running back out there. I think that he's got a good track record. I would be shocked if he keeps the fumbling issue. I know he's had 5 fumbles this year, but I think that's an anomaly. Wouldn't expect that trend to continue. But then the other part of would they, I think that answers a no. I don't think the Seahawks are bringing in Melvin Gordon because we've already seen what they did this week when you looked at the running back room and how depleted it was with the injuries that have piled up in the last couple of days. What did they do? They went and signed Wayne Gallman to their practice squad and have a chance to elevate Wayne Gallman to the active roster for Sunday. So with that said, I would like to see Melvin Gordon, but I don't think it happens. Would you sign Melvin Gordon? If you were John Schneider and had the chance to make this call, what would you do? Would you sign Melvin Gordon if you would? Type Y for yes. If not, type in for no. Let me know in the comment section. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. This is our pinned comment today. Would you sign Melvin Gordon or not? Y for yes, in for no. The club writes, here late. Well, better late than never. Welcome, the club. What's the update on K9? Do you think we will hold off on playing him till the playoffs? Well, we're all just kind of playing the waiting game at this point. With what we've seen with Kenneth Walker, his status still is up in the air for Sunday. As far as the playoffs go, there's still, 5 weeks or so till the postseason? I think by now, if he wasn't going to play in the postseason, we would have heard that, hey, he's not capable of being back before then. I think we would have gotten that message. But at this point, I would expect that Kenneth Walker is probably back sooner than later because he hasn't been ruled out that further along. So that's what I think right now. We'll see. Chris writes, will Geno beat Russell Wilson's record of 6 straight games with 100 passer rating with his 7th? I have no reason to think why he won't. Geno has just been on a tear as of late. And you look at what he's been able to do. You know, we were talking this week about the whole idea of let Geno cook, and that the Seahawks have entrusted Geno Smith to take that next step, and that they are letting him really lead the offense and do his thing, that they're not holding him back. I think there is a very good chance that Geno breaks that record and keeps it going. He's only had 1 or 2 really bad games this year. He has been one of the most consistent players actually on the Seahawks roster this year. So, yeah, I think it's possible. We'll see. Today's show is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code Seahawks125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. You may ask, well, Tyler, what does that mean? You put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free. It's like buying a pizza, and you get an extra pizza and then a couple more slices with it for free. It's all in one place. Chatsports.com/bet. You can bet on this weekend's action between your Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. Seattle coming in as a 4-point favorite. The over-under at 43.5. Get your bets in now. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Seahawks125. Temper wants to know, what will the Seahawks do with Josh Jones on IR? Well, glad you asked, and that's kind of a messy situation for Seattle. As we kind of previously mentioned, you have the Ryan Neal situation of not knowing when he will be back, if he'll play this week, and where things are there. But there is something to consider here, and that is Johnathan Abram. I expect Johnathan Abram to be activated this week and to get playing time. And Johnathan Abram, you know, as Jonathan Vasquez also asked, along those same lines, what kind of playing time will he get? I think he gets on the field right away, considering the circumstances here. And, you know, this is somebody in Johnathan Abram. I know that he's been released twice this year, but we've seen flashes out of him. I mean, there were times when you looked at him when he was in Las Vegas where he showed the potential. Can Pete Carroll, can Clint Hurt get that out of him? That remains to be seen from what we saw in Vegas, you know, a year or two ago. So I think that we'll see him get significant playing time, that he'll get thrown right into the fire right away. What level he plays at, that remains to be seen. But, yes, I do think we're going to see Johnathan Abram. Obviously, the Seahawks coaching staff sees something in him if they decided to bring him in. Confidence level in Johnathan Abram joining the Seahawks team. If he's thrown out there and has to play, how confident you feeling? Is he good enough to get the job done for this Seahawks team? Scale it for me in the comment section, 1 through 10. Put a number on it. Real simple. 1 through 10. Scale it for me, your confidence level in Johnathan Abram. Subscribe today for free Seattle Seahawks videos right here on Seahawks Today. We are covering your team like no one else is, with daily news and rumors segments, live shows every Wednesday, watch parties every game day as well. You ain't alive if you ain't subscribed to Seahawks Today. Be a real one. Join us each and every day. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. GBK Hawk says, if someone is willing to pay Geno top 5 money, should we let him walk and take a QB late round 1, early round 2. Well, I mean, that's an interesting hypothetical. I guess if somebody wanted to pay him that type of money, which, I mean, you guys have seen, look what those guys are getting. I believe the highest paid quarterback is Aaron Rodgers right now, around $50 million. And Russ is getting about that type of money as well. Geno's not coming anywhere close to $50 million. So in that scenario, yeah, I'm not paying Geno $50 million. I'm not paying him $45 either, okay? In that scenario, yeah, but that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to offer Geno Smith top 5 money. So I think the plan that's in place, as we've talked about, is Geno's your starter next year. You sign him to a 2 or 3 year deal. If you like one of these quarterbacks early in this draft, you bring them in, you sit them behind Geno, and then you go from there. If you don't like anybody this year, that's fine. Geno comes back another year, and you get a quarterback in the next draft. But one of these next 2 drafts, you're going to take a first-round quarterback. So, interesting not there, GB Hawk, but he's not getting top 5 money. DJ Bud Fox with another $10 super chat says, John Schneider, GM of the year, Pete Carroll, Coach of the year, Geno Smith, MVP. John Schneider, GM of the year, definitely. Pete Carroll, Coach of the year, one problem, Nick Sirianni is taking the Eagles to heights we've not seen in a very long time. I'd be shocked if Nick Sirianni isn't the Coach of the year, but Pete Carroll certainly deserves to be in the discussion. And then when it comes to the MVP conversation, I think Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes are leading the way, and then there's a drop-off after that point. If Geno is going to be in that MVP candidate, discussion along with those guys are going to have to take a step back. Seahawks have to win out, and Geno has to continue to play at a high level. A lot of dominoes have to fall for that to happen. It's not out of the question, but it's a long shot. But thanks for the super chat, DJ Bud Fox. Last question from Charlie the Unicorn. With the Denver Broncos acquired pick, should Seattle take Will Anderson Jr., Jalen Carter, Myles Murphy, or Jared Verse with that pick if available, or should they go get CJ Stroud? Well, I've said many times on this program, and I will reiterate once again, if Will Anderson is available, you take him, and then you figure out your quarterback situation later. So that's the guy I want on any team. I would take Will Anderson right now. That would be the guy. I think he is a generational talent. But after that, I think CJ Stroud or a quarterback, whether it's Stroud or Bryce Young, is your second choice at that point. So that's where my priorities lie. If Will Anderson's available, you take him. You can't miss on Will Anderson. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seattle Seahawks and those social media platforms. And I will see you next time right here on Seahawks Today. Thanks for joining us.